I'm growing tired, Boston. I'm growing tired and tired. I'm too young to be so exhausted, to be so drained. But I can't help the leeches, the old legends that have hanging on and they're hanging on and they're attaching themselves to me and my youthful energy. They're trying to drag every last bit of their fame out of their repulsive and pathetic careers by surrounding themselves with me and my faction of individuals. So there's going to be a show on April 11th, a Legends show to honor, I don't know, the golden roads that you all paved for us. That's a joke. That's a joke because, like I said, you're just a bunch of washed up leeches. So what we're going to do, with my team, led by Vickie Guerrero, my biological mother, as you all have recently found out, we're going to be putting on a much cooler show, a much edgier show, a much better professional wrestling event. And it's not going to be open to the public. It's not going to be open for friends and family. No, it's going to be 18 and up because it's going to be pretty hardcore. The Loose Cannons event on March 28th in Somerville, Massachusetts. There won't be any old washed up legends trying to take your money, trying to make ends meet on that last 8x10. There won't be any bullshit talkers, podcasters, wannabe wrestlers. No, there's just going to be young, hot, sexy talent. There's going to be booze. There's going to be girls. But most importantly, there's going to be Brian Pillman Jr. Have a nice day.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, Tony, welcome to a brand new MWF Ultra. It's a new year, and you're still with me, brother.
I'm sitting here. I made it see 2020. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Fans online are still buzzing about the great night of action and excitement we had back on December the 28th at Memorial Hall.
That's something or what?
And now,
oh, my goodness. I wish you could do that every night.
All those roads, we can't do it every night, but those roads are leading around the Northeast. Saturday night, March the 28th, they're going to be at Once Somerville in Somerville, Massachusetts for MWF Project X Loose Cannons. It's an 18-plus show. If you are not an adult, you can't go. It's going to be a very, edgier night of MWF action. The next weekend after that, we head down to Tampa for WrestleCon for some autographs, some meet and greets, some photos, and some fun as part of WrestleMania weekend. And then again, those roads in the Northeast, they're going to head down Route 1. They're going to head down Route 93. They're all going to head down to Main Street in Melrose as we return to Memorial Hall for MWF Project X WrestleFest. Back to the 80s, Tony. It's going to be like we hop into the DeLorean and Back to the Future and go back in time to one of the great eras of professional wrestling, the 1980s. 3 WWE Hall of Famers are already confirmed. Yourself, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and Jake the Snake Roberts. And from what I understand, MWF President Dr. David Reese is lining up more great Hall of Fame talent from that era.
And you know, the 80s were the turning point of pro wrestling. You know, it was a year of Hulkamania. It was a year of WrestleMania. It was a year of the Royal Rumble. So everything that we enjoy today, the birth of it all started in the 80s. So the 80s were probably the best years of pro wrestling because you had it was the end of the old and the beginning of the new. So to see these guys out of the 80s is going to be really, really fantastic because these was the guys that you remember, Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, Ronnie Piper, all these guys that come out of there, Randy Savage. Well, they're not going to be there, but they was all part of it.
I see what you mean.
So when people started thinking about wrestling, this is the era that these people came out of. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. All the guys came out of that era that became great superstars of today and of yesterday.
All right, wrestling fans, as you saw leading up to the build of Project X, what a rivalry that developed, Tony, between John Cena Sr. and a man that he used to mentor, Cam Zagami, now Club Cam, the leader of this Uprising faction. Cam surprisingly went on to appear on the reality show on the Fox network, American Grit, which was hosted by John Cena Sr.'s son, John Cena. So Cam made a great deal of money. on American Grit, and he invested it here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation. We saw leading up to the event, he spent a great deal of cash to try and lure Vickie Guerrero into his camp for some expert advice, so to speak. Right now, Tony, we're going to go to the ring. You talk about a match I've been really looking forward to kick off a new generation, a new chapter of the book, a new decade, as we have noted several times now. The man he's calling the prodigy of the Uprising faction, Christian Casanova, taking on a man that's really been tearing it up throughout the Midwest out in Ohio, a man that traveled a great distance, 10 hours to be with us here live at MWF Project X back on December the 28th. Tre LaMar, Tony. I think this one is going to be outstanding. I've really been looking forward to it.
I am too.
All right, wrestling fans, right now we're going to take a brief timeout. We'll be back up into the ring. It's Casanova of the Uprising against Tre LaMar. Stand by.
They're ready to take their rightful place amongst the literary greats. Who, you ask?
The New Day!
That's who. It's the Book of Booty. Shake it, love it, never be it. It's the feel-good story of the rise of the New Day. Loaded with games, trivia, coloring pages, and so much more. The Book of Booty. Shake it, love it, never be it. Available now online or wherever books are sold.
All right, wrestling fans, we've been waiting for this one for a long time. It's a new year. It's a new decade. It's a new chapter of the Millennium Wrestling Federation here on Ultra. What a way to kick it off, almost like when we opened up our doors back on September the 28th, 2001 in Revere, Massachusetts. Slick Wagner Brown not only competed in, but was victorious in the first match in company history in Revere, Massachusetts. Slick has gone on to become a two-time Millennium Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. In the ring right now, the man in the black, Christian Casanova, the much hyped individual, the top talent here not only in New England but the Northeast, a man that Cam Zagami has invested big in to represent his Uprising faction here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation, taking on the up-and-comer in the orange, Tre LaMar. I've been looking forward to this one as I get to know Tre a little bit leading up to his in-ring Millennium Wrestling Federation debut. The official for this is Eric Stefanowitz. Tre LaMar looks like he has the advantage in the weight department, perhaps a couple of inches in height. If you include his hair, maybe even more than a couple of inches of height. With Cam Zagami lurking around ringside, you cannot trust anything that sleaze bag does. He's invested a lot of money that he made by appearing on the Fox network, John Cena-led American Grit reality show, and he's invested in some of the best talent, not only in the Northeast, but around the United States. Casanova, just one of them, an athlete that's certainly going places in the king of sports professional wrestling. Zagami also continued Uprising ties with Slick Wagner Brown and Ring of Honor superstar Brian Malonis, a gentleman that's also held Tag Team Championship gold in the Millennium Wrestling Federation. Zagami brought Brian Pillman Jr. to the MWF. A man we heard from earlier in this program as the Uprising is taking over an entire event. Project X Loose Cannons, March the 28th. We'll talk much more about that one. Along with D.L. Hurst, an up-and-comer here in the Northeast, making a big name for himself, weekend in, weekend out. Look at that, Tre LaMar right there. Sends Christian Casanova, the top talent, for a ride. Beyond the 5 in-ring talents that Zagami is investing in, he's also spent big money in former WWE Monday Night Raw and SmackDown general manager Vickie Guerrero. Vickie Guerrero, a very intelligent businesswoman. In the managerial ranks, she led Edge and Dolph Ziggler to world championships. She also has Cam Zagami's here. So Cam Zagami is surrounding himself with successful people, and I suppose at the end of the day, that's what successful people do. Tre LaMar from out in Canton, Ohio, the home of the NFL Hall of Fame, traveled quite a distance to make it here to compete on MWF Ultra. The stock footage he sent in is some of his more impressive matches of 2019, impressive to say the least. He has a bright future in professional wrestling. Hopefully he's going to do and find a lot of that success here in the MWF arm drag. Shades of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on that one. I think this is a good matchup for Casanova. Top talent or not,
if you're going to proclaim you're the best, you have to compete against the best, and not just compete against the best, but defeat the best. Off the ropes he goes. Rolls right through on that one. Drop kick from LaMar, Casanova down. Casanova really hasn't found his footing in this matchup early on. 20-minute time limit. Forearm smash. Sets Casanova up. Reversal from Casanova. Boot to the face. That's going to realign his jaw headed into the new decade. Casanova flies up into the air with a kick. And look at that. That's concussion city for Tre LaMar. A kick to the back of the head. Springboard, reverse leg drop off the middle rope. LaMar might think it's 20-30 at this point. Smart goes for the pin, hooks the leg, not enough to put LaMar away. And I think Casanova knows he could have put a little bit more into that pinfall attempt. That could come back to backfire on him. Zagami's been quiet thus far in this matchup, which is nice compared to a lot of the interviews and videos we saw at Cam leading into the Project X event to wrap up 2019. Casanova sets up LaMar off the ropes. Elbow puts LaMar down hard. Casanova trying to knock down the equilibrium inside of LaMar. First to the back of the head, then to the front of the face. If the man can't balance himself, it's certainly going to limit what he can do offensively. Again, boot to the jaw right there from Casanova. Smart way to wear the man down. He has a little bit of a weight advantage, perhaps a strength advantage. He has the size advantage. That's what Casanova needs to do if he wants to come away with a victory here on Ultra. LaMar back up, boot to the midsection, some rights. Big rights from LaMar. Casanova pushes him in. Look at that, though. LaMar goes for a kick to the back of the head. Casanova spry enough to move out of the way. Springboard clothesline off the middle rope. 2 count yet again. But LaMar is hurting. He's not springing to his feet right now. Those kicks to the head have certainly worn away. And Casanova, he should be trying to capitalize on this right now. He should be trying to put the man away instead of, I don't know if he's trying to think for his next move. You'd think Zagami, with the money that he's invested in these athletes, would be trying to maybe encourage, suggest what Casanova could be doing next. Right now, he looks like Creed in there, throwing a couple of lefts, a couple of rights to the midsection. Look at this right now. This is, you know, the referee should be in there right now to see if LaMar is still with it. He's been kicked to the head, kicked in the jaw, elbowed in the face. Those rights and lefts. And Casanova is an athlete. He came to the ring looking like a boss, a top talent. That's what he wants to be this decade and beyond. Tre LaMar is on rubbery legs, sets him up into the post. LaMar up and over. He had enough to at least do that. But a big-time clothesline from Casanova. He should be going for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Match could be over right now. 2, and not enough. LaMar had enough in the gas tank to kick out. If he went for that pinfall attempt immediately, would the match be over right now? Casanova asking Zagami, give me a suggestion, brother. He's adjusting his knee pads. I don't think that's what's going to take him to the pay window. You've had WWE talent scout and Hall of Famer Jerry Briscoe watching what we're doing here in the MWF very closely. And what a matchup. Look at the elbow from Tre LaMar. Super kick from Casanova. Now look at that. LaMar, I don't even know if he knows what year it is, but he has enough in the gas tank to use those feet and plant Casanova's ass in the canvas. He needs to try and take every second he can to try and regroup here if he's going to have a chance to beat Casanova. Zagami not doing much to encourage his man. And You know what? He might have made a lot of money off of the Fox network, but that doesn't say that he bought intelligence. That strike from Tre LaMar right there. Ducks the clothesline attempt. Right hand of his own to Casanova's face. Charges him in the post. Casanova out of the way. Boop! From Tre LaMar. Out of the ring. In the ring. Whatever he was going for right there. Pele kick to the back of the head. Not enough. Not enough. Whatever LaMar was looking to do to springboard off of that top rope, Casanova has worn the man down, consistently kicking, punching, and elbowing the man's head. Smart wrestling from Casanova. I certainly wouldn't want to take an elbow from the man right now or a boot to the midsection, but does it have the impact it would otherwise if LaMar was even close to 100%? I say no. Another kick to the head from Casanova. Oh, LaMar gets out of that one. Kick to the face of his own. Bicycle kick from Casanova. Charges him in the corner. No, I mean, we're seeing more kicks right here than you'd see in a Jackie Chan movie. LaMar off the top rope. Clothesline. Could this be enough? High impact offense from Tre LaMar. No. No, but very, very, very close.
Here we go, Christian.
Casanova has wasted a lot of opportunity to put Tre LaMar away. And I don't know if he was confused or he just wanted to showboat, but a mistake. LaMar off the ropes. No, Casanova still with that cardio going. Down he goes. Could this be it? Hooks the leg. 2. I'd say 2 3/4 on that one. Casanova continues to chip away, but he's getting frustrated. The fans are certainly respecting Casanova's attempts, if nothing else. While they may not like the man's personality, again, he's one of the best you're not only going to see in the Northeast, but around the United States right now for such a young athlete, poised to do great things in this decade and beyond. LaMar takes him out at the knees, kick to the back of the head himself. Ooh, right on the top of his head. But LaMar does not have the gas in the gas tank left. Not a very impressive pinfall attempt. Casanova gets his foot on the bottom rope to break up the count. But LaMar is fighting back. This is an athlete that's not going to give up.
Get out of there.
Now Zagami's getting a little feisty. He doesn't like what he sees. He doesn't want his meal ticket taking a loss in the first match of a new year, a new decade, a new chapter of the Millennium Wrestling Federation. LaMar trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. He doesn't want to turn his back on Zagami, very intelligent, but he's allowing Casanova time to try and regroup. And there he goes. Casanova flies to the middle rope. LaMar trying to punch him off. Down goes Casanova. And again, kick to the face. If you kick a man in the face, usually that's going to knock him down. LaMar up to the top rope, attempting to get to the top rope. No. Looks like a springboard DDT. We've seen that. No! Casanova holds on to the top rope. LaMar crashes down. Wait a minute. We've seen this before from Casanova. That could be it. Make it 3. Christian Casanova victorious. Here to kick off MWF Ultra. A new generation. The first chapter of the book. And the Duke goes to Christian Casanova in a very hard-fought match with Tre LaMar. Hopefully we're going to see much more of LaMar. I know we're going to see a lot more of these two, unfortunately. Cam Zagami seems to have, I don't know if unlimited financial resources is the way to phrase it, but he's got a lot of money that he made on that reality TV show with the son of John Cena Sr., his former mentor, now turned enemy. What are we going to see next from Christian Casanova, the top talent, the prodigy of this Uprising faction? Very impressive outing from Casanova, but you know what? You can't take anything away from Tre LaMar. And his MWF, his New England debut, very impressive. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
We are here in the lounge of rooms at Club Camp in the MWF Uprising. But tonight we didn't come alone. No, this is one of my shortest rooms. I got plenty more than one show to get everybody here. So introducing into my lounge of winners, the VIPs. I'd like to introduce DL Hurst, Brian Pillman Jr., Brian Millennium, and Slick Wagner Brown.
It almost looks like the starting five of a Major League Baseball team right there. And what five athletes they are. That is Slick Wagner Brown, Brian Millennium in the black t-shirts, D.L. Hurst in the black vest, and Brian Pillman Jr. in the white and black tights entering the ring. The Red Sox wish they had that headed into 2020 as far as the starting five goes. Slick Wagner Brown has found a lot of success at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts throughout his career.
There's a reason why I wanted us all out here, because we have a new member of Club Camp tonight. I'd like to welcome. I would like to welcome at this time my new senior manager of Club Camp. Please give a warm welcome. Please give a warm welcome to the new senior manager of Club Camp, Vickie Guerrero.
Oh, wait a minute. The new senior advisor to the Club Camp's Uprising, Vickie Guerrero. We've heard this song many, many times in the sport. Excuse me. I don't know, fans, if I ever expected to see the day that Vickie Guerrero would be involved with Cam Zagami in the Uprising. She looks a little hot under the collar right now around all these men. Wait a minute. Whoa, Vickie, calm down. Vickie Guerrero has lust in her eyes, ladies and gentlemen. She looks like a pit bull eyeing a steak. Vickie Guerrero has launched the first rocket of 2020.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you haven't seen the resemblance yet, Vickie is my biological mother.
Wait a minute, Brian.
Couldn't be more proud of me tonight in this ring. So I said, match to Mom.
In another bombshell, Brian Pillman Jr. says that Vickie Guerrero is his biological mother. I wasn't expecting that either.
Excuse me, I'm going to go home and get the show
Fans, this is an uprising to kick off 2020.
Disgusting. Disrespectful.
March 28th, it's Loose Cannons in Somerville. We go back to the 80s, April 11th. We're going to see you next week on MWF Ultra. Visit us on BostonWrestling.com.